The king vulture is a distinctive bird. Its black and white feathers are complemented with a striking, vibrant head. It's the largest and most colorful of the species of vultures in Belize, better known as the king John Crow.
If you want to compare them to the king vulture here, the black vultures are smaller. Their heads are bald as well, but completely gray, and they have very dark, almost black eyes. The king vultures are, as far as vultures go, are more attractive. They're more brightly colored. They have these bright colored eyes as well. And they have that black and white combination. So you're almost, usually when you see a vulture like that, you're guaranteed that it's a king. Whereas the black vultures are full black, but have silver streaks through the wing tips as well.
These big birds have a thick, strong beak, which is well adapted for tearing, and long, thick claws for holding the meat. The king vulture has keen eyesight and an incredible sense of smell that they use to find their food.
They have a different structure than the macaws, right? It looks just as menacing, but it's more narrow and it's much sharper. So that already tells you that this is, as you pointed out, a bird of prey, a raptor, and they specialize in eating meat, right? So it's good for ripping and tearing tissue and sinew and bone. And they have strong jaws to kind of crack open these things as well. So the birds of prey, that's one of their main, that's what gives them that ability. The talons that you see there, so those claws that are good for grasping and hanging on to stuff, and the bill, that combination is vital for any hunting bird.
Like other vultures, the king vulture is a scavenger. It eats the decaying flesh of dead animals. These large birds glide on air currents while searching below for carcass.
But as we know, vultures have another unusual and rather unpleasant speciality. They're highly adapted to eating rotting prey, right? Or rotting, decaying matter. So the advantage to that is basically you don't have any competition. Nobody else wants to eat a carcass that's several days old and been out in the sun. Most animals avoid that because of the stench and the risk of viral load and bacteria. But the vultures have a highly acidic stomach. And that's why the people jokingly say you have John Crow stomach. Anything that goes in there gets destroyed. And so it's to their advantage because there's less competition. You don't have to go and hunt a living prey that might escape or might attack you. Something dead is there for the taking. And so they've evolved over many, many years to seek these things out. They can see when you see them soaring up in the skies, they're looking out for these things that they can spot literally 3 or 4 miles away with their highly developed vision.
And sometimes when they end up on our highways to eat roadkill, they're killed by oncoming traffic. But the killing of these birds comes with a cost because they play a very important ecological role.
So they're kind of like they're like the public health arm of the animal kingdom. They're actually doing a very valuable public and community health service by cleaning up these things that might taint waterways and so on, to the point where there's certain viruses that they control. There's anthrax, there's tuberculosis, and others that tend to thrive in decaying carcasses that might explode or come out and affect communities. By having a healthy vulture population, these things are kept in check, right? They're kept, they're not fully eradicated, but it's less that we have to worry about from a public health perspective.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.